Hi, this is Dr. Curran again. I'm talking to you about the reality of psychosis with cannabis, okay? 1987, there's the Andreasen study from Sweden. They followed 40,000 Swedish military recruits from the age of 18 to about the age of 35. That's when the usual, what they call the first psychotic break happens. That's when you'll first demonstrate or manifest the symptoms of schizophrenia. 1% of us are schizophrenic. 1% is schizophrenic. 1 out of 100 people has some form of a psychotic illness. The Andreasen study, the Swedish recruit study, showed that among the pot-smoking population, 3 out of 100, not 1 out of 100, but 3 out of 100 people who smoke weed will develop a psychotic illness. Today, because our politicians have now told us that cannabis is safe, and we have stronger and stronger strains of cannabis, now 8 out of 100 people who use cannabis will develop some sort of a psychotic symptom. Either they'll become paranoid or delusional, like they'll think that their mother has been replaced by a space alien, or they can even experience hallucinations. They hear things and they see things. The sad thing is that 1/3 of people who develop psychotic symptoms do not respond to treatment with antipsychotic medications. So they come to see me, and I try to get them better. I give them different antipsychotic meds like risperidone or Haldol or Mellaril or Stelazine or clozapine, or what are some of the newer meds? Olanzapine.
Lithium?
Lithium's not an antipsychotic, but lithium can help in some people, particularly if they have bipolar tendencies and so forth. But 1/3 of people who develop psychotic illness will not get better. They're going to have residual voices, residual crazy thoughts, like thinking their girlfriend is cheating on them or their boyfriend is cheating on them. Meanwhile, the hospitals are making money because Blue Cross, Blue Shield, all of these big insurance companies, they know that since the pot has been legalized in all the states that pot has been legalized, there have been more hospital admissions for cannabis-induced psychosis, etc. So there was a writer named G.K. Chesterton said, reformers think their fathers were fools. So all of the political reformers who said, cannabis is safe, there's nothing wrong with it, we should legalize it. Our grandparents were stupid, they didn't legalize it. Well, they think that their grandparents and their fathers were fools for not allowing legalized cannabis. But now, as we're going to have, if everyone in the United States smokes weed, we're going to have 8% of our population manifesting some type of a psychotic symptom, and 1/3 of that 8%, they're not going to get better. So let's build more psychiatric hospitals. Thank you.
Now let me ask you a quick question while I still have you on the video. Now, somebody who is diagnosed with schizophrenia, and continues to, would you tell them that they should continue smoking weed? Is it going to be making them worse with their schizophrenia?
Cannabis raises dopamine. Very simply, the way I understand it, the simple mechanism to understand schizophrenia, anything that raises dopamine could potentially make you psychotic, okay? That's why when people use cocaine, they can become paranoid and psychotic and so forth and hear things. If they take too much Wellbutrin, because Wellbutrin blocks the reuptake of dopamine, makes the dopamine stick around longer in your brain. So does Adderall, so does Vyvanse. So there are a lot of meds out there that can make you psychotic because of the effect on dopamine. Cannabis does the same thing, particularly with the modern strains. They're too powerful. They're just too powerful. Back in the 1970s, when I was smoking weed, it was baby stuff, and even that stuff I didn't like it. Fortunately, it didn't click in my brain. But again, so I have patients all the time. They come in and they say, "Doc, I think my boyfriend's cheating on me. Doc, my parents put speakers in the walls of my house. And they monitor everything I do." And I've given, in several cases, they stop smoking weed, I give them the antipsychotics, and they get better. But in a significant percentage of these people, they don't get better. They have residual paranoia, they're not the same, they think that people can read their minds, put thoughts into their minds. Welcome to reality.
Thank you. I have a question. Is psychosis a symptom of schizophrenia?
Yes. Psychosis basically means psychosis means you have a thought disorder. You're not thinking clearly. So you believe that people can read your mind or put thoughts into your head or withdraw, or thought withdrawal. They can take thoughts out of your head. You think that people around you have been replaced by aliens. You can hear voices, see things when there's no stimulus to hear a voice, or there's no visual stimulation. You're imagining things. And then there are delusions, which are fixed false beliefs. Like you can believe that you play for the Red Sox, or you can believe that your girlfriend is cheating on you, or you can believe that we're going to be invaded tomorrow by space aliens,
Now,
whatever.
what about the ones who believe that if they leave their home, they're going to get hurt all of the time? Somebody's going to hurt them.
Paranoid delusion, right? A paranoid fear. They live in paranoia that something's going to harm them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and there are more and more of these people in all communities, all throughout the United States, and it's worsening because of the availability of cannabis. Cannabis is not safe. The bath salts, all the stuff you can buy at the head shops, it's not safe. Anything that raises your dopamine abnormally is not safe, including cannabis, including the medication Wellbutrin, including Adderall and cocaine and Vyvanse. If you have a genetic predisposition to develop psychotic illness, you have to be aware of this. But nobody's saying anything. Why? Because everyone's making money. The emergency rooms are making money. The insurance companies are making money because through back doors, they own the hospitals and they own the laboratories. So you're on your own because no one's protecting you and no one's protecting your kids.
Thank you.